Welcome to TMZ Live. We have been showing you for the past month what our guys in D.C. have been doing, and a lot of it's been fun and interesting and kind of showing how politics can merge with pop culture. This is much darker.
Not fun, but and not pop culture, although certainly it is something that has been spreading, and we're talking about anti-Semitism. And we spoke to Congressman Jared Moskowitz in D.C. And we talked to him about, he told us about some death threats that he gets. Now,
well, we'd actually gotten these voicemails before we talked to him, but the voicemails we got were really quite alarming.
We'll let you hear what he had to say about this in just a moment. But first, these voicemails, which are difficult. At the very least.
You should know, we generally don't give warnings like this. This is rough, so we're going to play 30 seconds of this so you get a sense of the level at which anti-Semitism is alive and well in Washington, D.C.
The U.S. government needs to kill Jews. You kill these nasty Jews. Israel is an abomination. It's fake. Jews from Europe are fake Jews. You kill every Jew.
You're not American at all. You're the Hitler. Heil Hitler. That's what you are, calling people Nazis. Oh, no, they want more civilian deaths. Well, if it's Israel civilians, yeah, sure. About 9 million of them. Trains are boarding to Germany. Showers available on request. You Zionist, Jew pig.
I got to say, as somebody who's Jewish, it sadly doesn't surprise me, but this is not just going to Moskowitz. It's going, and not just to Jewish members of Congress, but it's to members of Congress who support Israel, and even those who don't, which is interesting because there are Democrats who are not necessarily very supportive of Israel who are still getting these, and it's a battle cry against Jews.
Yeah, and Jared Moskowitz, we got him out and he talked about, like you said, I think he knows that there's a level of anti-Semitism that is out there anyway, but it's still, I think for him, certainly because he has a family, is really alarming to hear the fact that someone would pick up the phone and leave these messages. And that, by the way, that was just...
It was a sampling. There were many of them.
More than 5 minutes worth of messages, but this is how he feels about this.
You know, it's scary. Obviously, my kids sometimes read the news and see some of this, or they hear it from their friends. You know, and so look, it's dangerous. A lot of people in the Jewish community, you know, are scared. A lot of my members are scared about it. We're seeing this increase dramatically. You know, it seems like we've just crossed the Rubicon, where it's just people feel comfortable, you know, doing this sort of behavior. And so, you know, the speaker put a security package in place. I use it. Other members use it. But yeah, people are putting our lives in danger, no question about it.
In some of these voicemails, they talk about particularly an issue with the Israeli policy. You don't have an issue necessarily with people just disagreeing with policy.
No, but you'll see in the messages they go real quick from Israel to Jew.
Yeah.
Right? It's like in a blink of an eye, right? So they're not really calling to criticize Israeli policy. They just do that first, and then they get to their point, which is when they talk about killing all Jews.
It's horrific. Jared Moskowitz is actually my exact age. He's from South Florida, where I'm from. I know how he grew up because he grew up in a neighboring city. And to see this level of anti-Semitism in the open and just sort of coming in your direction, I get that it's there and it's beneath the surface and we're always aware of it, but it's horrific to listen to and to have to endure that on a daily basis. I mean, this is a moderate Jewish Democrat. This is not sort of someone who is a rabble-rouser. He's not a sort of hardcore Zionist in any way. He's a moderate Jewish Democrat, and he's receiving this, so it's just so commonplace now, and that's what's jarring. Is it jarring to you? I mean...
The reason I say it's not shocking to me is I can remember back literally 20 years when we broke the Mel Gibson case, the DUI arrest where he said the Jews are responsible for all the wars in the world, blank the Jews. And we did the story, and the comments at me were that.
Right. Yeah, you think it's a fringe element, but it's there. It's always sort of beneath the surface, and then it opens something opens it up, and it just proliferates.
It's been there for it's been there forever. But
guess that's the question.
It's permissible to talk about it.
I guess
Our
that's the
tip
question.
line is
it
filled with
still-
anti-Semitic stuff about Harvey too.
What?
Oh yeah.
Our
all the
own
comments
tip
are
line is
constantly
filled with anti-Semitic stuff about Harvey.
But I guess the question
it's
is,
so far beyond the pale.
And it's hard to tell this, you said you expect it as a fringe element.
Yeah.
Do we think it's more than a fringe element? Because if you're basing it on social media or people calling up to his office, that
seems
doesn't
like the
necessarily
fringe.
mean that could still be fringe.
What I think it does is it scrapes open the vein that exists more broadly and gives license to people to sort of just have these casual conversations that have anti-Semitic elements. I feel it. I don't know if Harvey
They're
sort
not
of senses
casual.
this.
They're war cries.
Yeah, this is certainly a war cry, but it is just out there, and it to me it's corrosive. Even putting these things, the 9 million, the trains are available, showers.
Yeah, we
for them.
didn't play
It's
the whole
horrific
thing.
stuff. It's very beyond the pale.
We did not play the whole thing. If you go to the website, I mean, it's
jarring.
Yeah.
My name is Carol Casey, and I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. And I think that we need urgent, full saturation messaging from all politicians and all religious leaders that violence is not acceptable. In the United States, we will be civilized and we will not resort to violence.
God, I wish I believed that were true. I wish I believed that were true.
And I think even if the politicians all made that call that you're talking about,
right.
I don't know that it changes.
Right. I listen. I mean, there's a
threshold that we've crossed.
And I don't want to get this wrong. I think it's 40% of people under 30 who were polled about whether violence is appropriate to change the political culture. They say yes.
Yeah. Well, things between Taylor, Frankie Paul, and Dakota Mortensen are not getting better. We know, of course, that they both went to court. They have restraining orders against each other. And obviously her season of The Bachelorette still not airing because of that huge fight they had where she was throwing the bar stools at him. But it seems like she's trying to process all of this and how to figure out how to go forward in her life. She posted something where she says, I want to let you guys in on the process as I go through this. And this is what she's come to at this point. She never uses his name, but it's clearly about Dakota. I was love-bombed, then manipulated, threatened, physically hurt, cops called on me, publicly humiliated, lost most friends, CPS called, and now in court, all because I said no more. What I can say is I didn't want to ruin his life, call cops on him, take his child away, or claim complete innocence. That's the difference between us. So she's basically pointing the finger at him. These are all the things that you did. I'm in a better place because I didn't want to do all those things to you, even though she did try to do some of those things to him.
Well, clearly, we saw it on video.
Right.
But, the interesting thing to me about this is that you cannot right the ship in your world these days without telling the world how you're doing it. And it's like, and I get it because on a level, he went after her, she went after him publicly. So she wants to win the PR, but this is about a PR war.
Here's the thing, she needs to win the PR war because I would think she's still holding out that things will improve enough for her PR-wise that ABC is going to say, yeah, all right, we'll air that season of The Bachelorette.
Brendan, I got to tell you, I don't know it, but my sense is that The Bachelorette's going to air, without her doing anything more.
I think it's definitely going to air. I think they're just giving it some time off. What I think is interesting is the fact that they're obviously still going through the legal stuff right now, and that her lawyer would let her post this because, they were both granted the restraining orders, right? So granted, she doesn't name him, but as you said, it's obvious she's talking about him. But
I'm sure she thinks that gives her cover.
Couldn't she kind of it's like you have a restraining order against him, and you're trashing him again on a social platform where you have over 1 million followers seeing this?
I'll tell you what the problem is legally that a custody war doesn't end until the kid's 18. And they are still in the third. They have a kid together. So now the question, what does a judge do? And what the judge, if I were her lawyer, I would be telling her, don't do anything like this because you want to show the judge you're more stable than him.
But then she's going to reply to her lawyer and say, listen, I need to repair my image so that ABC is going to feel comfortable in airing my season of The Bachelorette, which leads to more.
To which the lawyer says, that's your call, but you should know it's not going to do you any favors in a custody fight.
Right.
Period.
Hi, it's Vanessa from Jersey. I love Taylor Frankie Paul. I absolutely want to see her on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and I honestly still want to see The Bachelorette air too. But at some point, we have to stop acting like Dakota is the only problem here. Every week she's writing a 14-page manifesto, and respectfully, I don't have time to read that.
That's funny. I'll tell you.
If she's going to share the process, just abbreviate what you're sharing.
Right.
Yeah.
When I think it's going to air, and when it does, the irony to all of this, it will get better ratings than it would have had none of this happened.
You don't think ABC knows the longer they hold out in airing this, the better it's going to be?
Absolutely.
As far as the ratings?
Absolutely.
Coming up.
Beef. It's very good for business, and Drake is still leaning into it. Today was the release date for Iceman, his new album. He is not letting go of the Kendrick Lamar thing, and even making it clear that he's got some issues with other people.
Be right back.
Beef. It's good for business.
Oh, I thought we were doing one.
It's very good for business if you are in the rap game, in the music game in general. And Drake is still leaning into it. Today was the day that everyone expected. This was the release date for Iceman, his new album. And then he pulled a big surprise last night in that he did not release just Iceman. He released 3 albums, Iceman, Maid of Honor, and Habibti. And each album has sort of different sort of theme, different genre of music.
42 songs between the 3 of them.
42 songs that all available. But he is not moving on, at least on Iceman, which is the only one I've had time to listen to a few of the songs. He is not letting go of the Kendrick Lamar thing, and even making it clear that he's got some issues with other people, like LeBron James, who very famously kind of sided with Kendrick, and Drake felt that that was a betrayal. So he is sharing all those feelings on all 3 albums. This is a little bit of the song Make Them Remember, and you will hear the LeBron diss and also a reference to Kendrick.
Convenient amnesia from all you ballerinas. It doesn't alter what you said or how it made us see you. I shouldn't even be shocked to see you in that arena, because you always made your career off of switching teams up. Please stop asking about what's going on with 23andMe. I'm a real and he's not. It's in my DNA. Scrimmaging with scrubs for the love of the game, cause I'm unamused and all the go to middle age. And Muggsy Bogues dunk for once, even I'm a bit amazed. Yeah, someone get a kid a raise.
Boy, that is very, it's beef light.
A lot of basketball references in there, but
it's beef light. I mean, it's really.
Well, yeah, he's not going at. It's not
what Kendrick.
It's
not what Kendrick did.
But that was 2 years ago.
2 years.
Yeah, you gotta let it go.
But it's reduced to you're short.
But 2 years ago, he and Kendrick went hard at each other, right? So now he's just saying.
But when you go soft at each other, is that?
But he's not.
He's moving on. He has to.
This is how
he's
had
not
to address
moving
it.
on. It feels like weak sauce.
He's addressing. Well, why? Because the music was too soft for you.
No.
You wanted a harder beat.
The diss was too soft for me.
It's not supposed
but it wasn't
to.
a
It's not
diss.
supposed to. I was trying. I was really
Tawana did not want to. Tawana was on the side to sway, and she's like double dutch, just waiting to jump in.
Well, what is he doing with LeBron? You switch teams. Yeah, you switch teams just the way you did in basketball. It's kind of what he's saying. I got the joke.
Right.
No, because everyone. Because everyone wanted to know what's going on with the friendship with you and LeBron. No, they never spoke about it. He never. There was like this.
Stop asking me about
basically
LeBron.
Exactly. We're not friends. We're not cool. He's a traitor. He flips slides like he flips basketball teams. He is not real. It's in my DNA. Don't ask me about it again. Moving on.
It's less of a.
Then he gave Kendrick Lamar his praises. He said, "Give the man a raise." Like
Although it was kind of a backhanded compliment.
Yeah. So, but he is short.
The guy, if you don't know, Muggsy Bogues, the guy referred to there,
shortest,
very
like
famously short basketball
player in NBA history.
Who could dunk.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not.
Kendrick is also
Kendrick
short.
dunked on him.
And he's
Kendrick is short.
Exactly. So he's giving him an olive branch.
He doesn't want to start up with Kendrick again.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to start with anybody. He's not going to go back and argue with anybody.
So does Kendrick respond to this?
No. No.
There's nothing to respond to.
Yeah, what is he responding to? What is anyone responding to?
All Drake did
because
was
that's,
respond to that.
in its own way, that's even the bigger diss. It's like, that's not worth me responding to.
Oh my God. Can I just say,
it's all reverse psychology.
This is like two housewives in the 50s where you brought me a cake and you didn't return the glass.
No, there was other great things on the album.
Well, no, but that's what it feels like.
Where's my Tupperware?
No.
Kind of.
No, because we even got him and Future linking back up together. So what do you say about that?
Yeah,
what
we
is
should say.
Housewives
So
about
Future's
that?
on
Run
his
to
Future,
Atlanta.
Party Next Door, 21 Savage is on songs. So he's still got plenty of allies. Sexy Red is on a couple of
J.
songs.
Cole was pubbing it very heavily on social media. He's got great allies.
So he's still got allies. And I'm pretty sure at least one. How many of them are going to?
All three.
One of them will be number one, probably Iceman.
Yeah, but if it's 1, 2, and 3.
It could be.
But that would be a record.
There's so many Drake haters in the world, that will never happen.
I don't know if it does.
1 is
3, that would be amazing.
Yeah, because I just don't.
Destiny Brushes out of New York, and Drake definitely delivered the 3 albums in one night. Crazy work. Throwing jabs at everybody that he had a problem with. A lot of people feel like it wasn't necessary. I'm glad that he did it because I definitely wanted to hear this. And I think a lot of people aren't talking about how he is revolutionizing how we receive music with stream. He's like the biggest streamer in the world right now, kind of on accident,
Oh, no, not on accident. Very much on purpose. That was the plan.
Paul McCartney was one of my heroes. Sad to say, I'm finally acknowledging he is officially old.
Oh, yes.
This is
a
old
tale
people
of
do.
old school versus new school, and the old school just can't get it. I hate to offend Sir Paul McCartney.
He was one of the...
He was once,
That's
exactly.
right.
There were old people...
who said, oh my God, these floppy-haired guys.
Right, your parents were going...
They're going to corrupt kids.
Right, well, now she was on the other foot, and Paul McCartney just does not understand why influencers are influencers. Why are they popular? Why are they famous? This is what he said about the new school when he was on the Rest is Entertainment podcast.
Is there any behavior that you see in people in the 21st century that still baffles you? The new types of
I think a lot of this influencer stuff, because I'm not that generation, I just don't really get it. But I see it. You can't help it. It's on an Instagram where my wife will be looking and she'll be showing me something else, and then one of those will come on. I just think it's funny. I suppose it always happened, but people who don't seem to be particularly talented are like very famous, only very famous, billions of hits and views and all of that. So you've got to be careful about talking about that because it makes you sound very old-fashioned.
Yes, Paul.
Okay, at least there was a little bit of self-awareness there at the end.
Rock and roll is just loud non-music.
Wow, those aren't talented music. Those guys are just up there like, rah, rah, they don't know what they're doing.
Tops.
This take is so disappointing because it reminds me of like all the actors and singers that were like, we don't understand these reality stars when reality stars became very mainstream. And now it's like, us talented people, we don't understand like these influencers.
But now I will say, hold on.
I want to jump to his defense for a second because a lot of I remember when people were talking about rock and roll corrupting people, they were angry. And it was like a cause for them. He's just kind of saying it. There's no anger. No. He's just saying, I'm just kind of baffled by what it is.
I do see what, on a level, I see what he's talking about because...
That's because you're old too.
No, not that, but because, and I had to come around to this, that it's just a different talent.
Yeah.
Like a musician, you can see what their talent is, right? But influencers, some of them, and I agree that there are others that maybe this doesn't apply to, like their talent is humor, right? Or comedy, or
entertaining you,
or their
beauty,
knowledge
or fashion.
of something like of makeup or something.
And come over here.
And that's slightly, and that's different from being a musician where it's a more tangible talent. But influencers certainly have.
He's one of the TMZ Gen Z influencers that we have, and I know, and I will say that he's very talented, and some of the content that he creates has most of it does really, really well. And
most of it.
I'm hands-off.
You heard that? He's like, most of it is.
No, and I am totally hands-off because
You don't get it.
I don't fully get it because it's just not my world, and it's a different world.
Yeah, it's like there's some unspoken things I feel like that come with just growing up in social media, especially growing up in social media where it was so fresh and new and seeing how it developed. Honestly, just having that, it is like learning a second language in a way.
Yeah.
It really
no,
is.
it's a completely different, the way things are presented by creators.
Me no habla.
Hi, this is Pam from Manhattan Beach, and I kind of agree with Paul McCartney, but also talent is very suggestive. So if reality is in there making millions of dollars from unknowns and TikTok and all that, congratulations to you. I mean, good job.
Yeah, it's just a different kind of talent, and some of us get it. And
hey, Aiden, someday you'll be old too.
Yeah, exactly. And there'll be kids making some different content. You're like, that's not talent.
Coming up.
Jack Schlossberg is Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s cousin and is also running for Congress in New York. Jack Schlossberg is not a fan of RFK Jr.
This is a subpoena I've got in my hand and a bottle of Tylenol because when I get elected to Congress, he's gonna have a real headache.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Phoebe Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at.
So Jacob and Charlie are really getting around D.C. They are wheeling and dealing at the White House and Congress. So they end up yesterday at the Department of Health and Human Services.
Trying to get RFK Jr.?
Well, no. Actually, Charlie got a tip that Jack Schlossberg was going to show up. Jack Schlossberg is Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s cousin. And Jack Schlossberg is also running for Congress in New York, and it's the Manhattan area. Really important district.
Let me say, Jack Schlossberg is Caroline Kennedy and Ed Schlossberg's son.
And Caroline is the daughter of JFK, which makes Jack the grandson. So there is a Kennedy lineage here, and there's also beef because Jack Schlossberg is not a fan of RFK Jr.
No, they are not sitting down at Thanksgiving dinners together, or not happily anyway.
So he shows up with some props, and Charlie is inquisitive enough to ask.
I'm here to hand deliver a message personally to my cousin, Bobby Jr., and give him some Tylenol. This is a subpoena I've got in my hand and a bottle of Tylenol because when I get elected to Congress, he's gonna have a real headache. I'm calling for an investigation into all the public statements made in relation to his claim that Tylenol causes autism. We are living through a cost crisis, a corruption crisis, and a constitutional crisis. Nobody represents that more right now than my cousin, the wonderful Secretary of Health and Human Services, R.F. Kennedy Jr. Why? Well, because somebody's getting paid for the words that come out of his mouth. Nobody is healthier. Nobody is safer because of him.
So he made it to the front door, and that was about it.
And that's why they're like, sorry. And actually, as it turns out, I mean, obviously they're going to turn him away, but RFK was not there anyway, RFK Jr.
Well, it was all...
He was here on the West Coast.
He was at Gold's Gym with Arnold Schwarzenegger working out.
It also wasn't a subpoena in his hand. I guess it was a bottle of Tylenol. I guess we had that.
Yeah.
He's trying to make a point that he believes that...
He'll subpoena him if he gets elected.
If he gets elected, presumably the Democrats have the House. He'll have the right to subpoena. He could do it then. But he's making the point that this effort to demonize Tylenol as causing autism is junk science, and they're making people less healthy because of it.
So they don't get along. They do not speak, as far as we know, and it's a really interesting fracture in the Kennedy family. And right now, Jack Schlossberg is ahead in the polls, and
it's a Democratic primary. He's ahead, yeah.
And it's a Democratic city.
If whoever wins the Democratic primary wins.
His district is
mostly
part of Manhattan and Queens, right?
Yeah. So he has a good chance. It's interesting that he doesn't go by Kennedy Schlossberg.
Yeah.
But that's his choice, and he said.
He'd be crucified if he did, though, because his name's been Schlossberg his whole life.
Right.
And if he would have run for office, all of a sudden hyphenated.
How many people have done that?
A lot of them.
I know. I will say that if you vote based on hair, he gets 80% of the vote.
100%.
Are there people who do that?
Yeah.
Who vote based on hair?
There are people who based on looks. Absolutely.
Well, I guess.
We haven't seen his opponent, though. Maybe they have even more lustrous hair.
Yeah, do you know how much hair his opponent has?
I don't know.
Check the hair records.
Hi, my name's Sierra. I'm from Chicago. Honestly, this felt like more of a performance than politics. Bringing Tylenol to the office was shady, and I think he knew it would go viral. At the same time, family beef playing out publicly makes the Kennedy family looks more divided than ever.
But they are.
Oh, but Sierra, also, I would say, you said this seemed like more like performance than politics. Don't you think most politics really is performance?
Yeah, that's true.
And especially, I got to say, especially now. We were just looking at an ad today, and it's all performative now. It is all performative, and whether you're recognized really makes the difference in whether you win or lose these days in a lot of.
You got to get recognized somehow, whether it be by jingle or by props outside the HHS.
And if you're famous, you have a huge edge.
Coming up.
There is good news and bad news for Kanye West in his attempt to tour the world. One concert has been shut down yet again, but another one sold out. The shocking thing about the one that sold out, the promoter of that event is an Israeli businessman.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. There is good news and bad news for Kanye West in his attempt to tour the world. One concert has been shut down yet again, but another one sold out. Again, 70,000 seats sold out like that. The shocking thing about the one that sold out, the promoter of that event is an Israeli businessman who runs a company that is...
Hold on, can I just wince for a sec? Okay.
Yes,
go on.
You can wince.
Go on.
An Israeli businessman who runs a company that has partnered with Live Nation Israel. So this is very much a company that is, with its roots in Israel, that is helping to promote Kanye West. Is that a sign that at least this Israeli businessman has forgiven Kanye for the horrific anti-Semitic remarks that he's made, and is at least taking him at his word that he's better and he's sorry for that?
Where specifically is this arena?
So the concert is in Georgia, not the state of Georgia, the country, Georgia, former Soviet country. And it is a 70,000-seat arena.
But see, that's not the surprising thing.
Yeah, that he's playing there is not surprising.
Yeah.
No, that's not surprising.
And nor is it surprising that he'd fill the stadium.
And that he sold out, right.
Right. The promoter
is the promoter.
The promoter is surprising.
Right. Now, I will say...
Is he living in Israel?
Yes, and
wow.
His company is called Bluestone Productions. Now, Bluestone Productions...
They should call it Blue Stones Production.
A few years ago, Live Nation bought out the majority stake in that company,
right?
And that launched Live Nation Israel. So now what is
the connection between Live Nation Israel and Live Nation, which is rooted in the United States?
Live Nation bought the majority stake in this guy's company to launch Live Nation Israel.
And was the concert in LA at SoFi a Live Nation?
No.
That was different.
That was not Live Nation, the one here in LA.
But in a way, Live Nation is co-signing for this.
No, that's what's really interesting, right? Is that Live Nation
like
is going hands off.
Same investor, the Israeli businessman, has his hands both in his production company, which is producing the show, and in Live Nation Israel. But Live Nation Israel is not involved.
Live Nation Israel is not involved.
Live Nation told us that they have, the way they worded it, and I think some of this is semantics, they said, we have worked with Bluestone Productions in the past, but we are not part of this particular venture.
Correct.
That he's doing this on his own.
But is Live Nation advertised in any way promoting the concert?
No.
So
this guy is just involved with both. This, to me, though, sounds like a 30 Rock bit. Like, if you told me this was a 30 Rock bit, I'd believe it.
It's totally right.
Like, Jack Donaghy would absolutely make Tracy Jordan go to Tbilisi to team up with an Israeli businessman.
It's totally right.
It's ridiculous.
The problem is it's real.
Right, correct.
How does
30 Rock wasn't that prescient.
How does this guy coexist in Israel doing this?
Well, and music executives are upset about it, too. One told Rolling Stone, like, Kanye's disgusting, how can you...
Is Live Nation running away from this?
Live Nation wants to... So, we say, the story initially came out in Rolling Stone that Live Nation Israel is promoting Kanye's concert in Georgia.
Right.
When we contacted Live Nation, they wanted to make it clear that there's a distinction. Yes, we've worked with him, but we are not part of his promotion of Kanye's.
But is that true or not true that Live Nation Israel is involved in some way in this concert?
The company Live Nation, there are multiple reports that they bought a majority stake of Bluestone Productions back in 2017.
Okay.
So it is possible.
So they may be involved in Bluestone
and everything else they do.
But
this one,
but Rolling Stone said it was a Live Nation Israel.
Because the guy who's running Bluestone Productions also runs Live Nation Israel.
Okay, I get it. But is the guy who's doing that, is he doing it under the Bluestone banner, or is it a combination of Bluestone and Live Nation Israel?
If you ask Live Nation, they tell you it's under the Bluestone.
This sounds more complicated than you're making.
No, I think this is definitely Live Nation wanted to be hands-free. They want their hands clean of the Kanye.
And Kanye's whole like mea culpa tour is kind of resulting. It's all culminated in this moment, right? We all thought it was, the LA shows were the culmination of this. No,
he's going around the world, and every time he does, it becomes a big.
He had his sights set on Tbilisi this whole time.
Yeah.
Wow.
By the way, India. The bad news was that India canceled one of his concerts. They said because of security concerns.
But Los Angeles is all in. So this is fascinating. So in Washington, D.C. today, Jack and Sharon Osbourne showed up. And they showed up because Ozzy Osbourne is getting a posthumous honor.
An incredible honor in Congress that I would love to know how this came together.
This is, as we say, amorphous. It's hard to quite understand what's being done.
But maybe Jack and Sharon can explain it to us.
To our D.C. guys.
What brings you to D.C.? We got to know. I'm catching you on Capitol Hill right now.
Congresswoman Victoria Sparks entered my father's biography into the congressional record today. So
wow, amazing.
We came
It
out
was
for
a
that.
great honor for him.
Are you guys political at all?
You know what? I think celebrities just need to keep their mouths shut.
Make entertainment, entertain the people. Shut the up.
Don't you think if you have a platform and you've got like a big opinion, you should maybe use your platform to change hearts and minds, maybe?
Then be a politician. Don't be an entertainer.
Would you ever consider politics, either of you?
No. Whoa!
Whoa!
For what position? Sharon, for what position?
The rear.
The rear. Love Sharon.
What does that mean exactly?
I love Sharon. So he said it's the biography.
But it is not an actual written biography of Ozzy. It's more like sort of his life story is now being acknowledged and recognized.
But that's cool.
In Congress.
But that's cool.
Whatever it is, it's cool.
It's just a nice honor. And by the way, I just got to say, I've known Sharon Osbourne for years and years and years. She is such a cool person and so talented. What she did with Ozzy's career.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable. She is the OG Kris Jenner.
Oh yeah. Actually, long before Kris Jenner.
Long before Kris Jenner.
Hold on, are we going to completely ignore the political side of what?
What Jack said is interesting.
The shut up and dribble mentality.
It was shut up and dribble.
It was definitely shut up and dribble in a more entertaining way.
Right, absolutely. I mean, I think personally, he's got it right. In my opinion,
do you have a right to speak your mind on politics?
Absolutely.
So why can't a celebrity?
Absolutely. It's not so much that. I think there's no problem with the way when you send something out, right, and use your platform to change hearts and minds, the way Charlie Cotton put it. But I do think there's this ethos that they feel they're approaching everything with simply because of their name.
Yeah, I mean, if they think, I'm a big star, so people will automatically follow me.
They think that their opinion is more important than any other citizen.
Correct.
If there's that air, I get that. Then yes, shut up and go do whatever it is you do.
Ask Kamala Harris about it.
What?
Hi, it's Alan here from Dublin in Ireland. Now, I know people online are getting sick and tired of celebrities talking about politics. But look, at the end of the day, celebrities are like me and you chickens. They are just human beings and they have every right to say what they want to say. But I think social media makes it very intense for people. And that's why people are attacking celebrities for having their own opinions.
What the hell is going on?
You know
is this good hair day?
Exactly. You said
no. It's
so
like
he
first
should
we
run
see
for
Jack
office.
Schlossberg, and now we see this guy.
He should run for office.
I got a receding hairline.
Based on what you said, this could be our next president, except that he's in Ireland.
Coming up.
So the big F1 event in Montreal is coming up next weekend, and it's going to look a lot different in Montreal if a proposed strike goes down. The strippers in Montreal say they are all not going to be available.
Be right back.
So the big F1 event in Montreal is coming up next weekend, and it's going to look a lot different in Montreal if a proposed strike goes down. The strippers in Montreal say they are all not going to be available and the city gets flooded with people. Millions of F1 fans show up in Montreal trying to go to the race, go to the events around it, and Montreal is somewhat famous for its exotic dancer scene.
Well, but you know what? First of all,
they're banded together. They want to be salaried employees, and they want all the benefits that come with that. And if they don't get it, they're going on strike.
And this is the time you do it. You do it when there are stakes for the employer.
There are big-time stakes.
And so, good on the strippers.
Because all these people are going to be flying in from all over the world, and Montreal's known for its strip clubs. So you're hoping to come kind of like experience the nightlife there. So this, like you say, this is a good time to do it. But
so what about poachers?
Well, I was thinking.
Do you think Toronto's going to send some people?
No, that's what I'm thinking. Or somebody from Miami or something, or Atlanta, and they fly over there.
They're going to end up just flying people in, but also, are they doing a walkout? Like, are they all going to be walking out at the same time? Because you could just post up in front.
Where do they?
I don't think they're walking out.
Do they have picket signs?
They might.
Oh, that would be awesome.
They're not going to picket in what they'd wear
Why?
on stage.
Why not?
Because
That's what you do.
Because that defeats the purpose of the strike. No. People are still going to get to...
A stripper walkout would be awesome.
You guys are not community organizers.
That would be amazing if you think about it. And it draws more attention to it.
By the way, there may be added attention to this race also because you got to remember, Kim Kardashian might show up for Lewis Hamilton.
Well, no. What I'm thinking is that this is good for Kim. Kim is probably supporting the strike because Lewis won't be going to strip clubs if
the drivers don't generally go to the strip clubs.
Oh, is that right?
It's for the fans.
But wait a minute. NBA players go to strip clubs during...
They don't go to strip clubs. The strippers go to them, Harvey.
Okay.
Coming up.
Not an uncommon thing to hear couples say that like they decided to have a kid to like save their marriage, their relationship. The exact opposite has happened for Pete Davidson and Elsie Hewitt.
Be right back.
Not an uncommon thing to hear couples say that like they decided to have a kid to like save their marriage, their relationship. The exact opposite has happened for Pete Davidson and Elsie Hewitt because even though they just celebrated the arrival of their new baby, and by all counts, they are enjoying parenting and co-parenting, they are breaking up. I don't know, but I don't know if it wouldn't be shocking that they were breaking up because they've only been together just over a year.
Like just a year.
Is it just a year
It was
now?
it was like around this time
So a
last
Hollywood
year.
couple that breaks up in a year is not news, but the fact that they had a baby during that year and then still broke up is interesting.
But let me just say that a lot of people say, oh, but here's the thing about it. That I think the premise you gave is really bad. The idea that...
I didn't say that it's true.
No, I know. But
people do it.
Oh, no, I think you're right.
Yeah.
That people have a baby to save their marriage. That's not the reason to have a baby.
Correct.
And that if you do have
by the way, I don't want to say that that's what they were doing.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But if you do have a baby, but the relationship isn't right, and especially in 2026, you can separate, still be good co-parents. Maybe it's not ideal, but what's worse
Maybe
is...
they're going to be better parents
Maybe they
being
will be,
apart.
as opposed to being together when they're not really getting along the way they should.
This baby gets like 2 birthdays, 2 Christmases.
Oh, listen, that's not the point.
Bunch
Of course, the double up on celebrations. Yes.
This is not the point.
Yeah.
Also, the baby's not going to know that at this point.
Anakin, my assistant, is
eventually.
shaking his head at me because he thinks I'm so anti-family. He's just going crazy. He's so mad over there. It's so funny. You should see him.
Why are you so anti-family? Why do you hate families so much?
Hey, this is Adam.
It's not. I'm for happiness. I'm pro-happiness. That if 2 people don't get along, they're probably better off apart, and they can raise the kid.
I think it's more common,
whatever
too.
path.
He's just
Whatever
going
path
nuts.
to happiness. That's what you. What? It's okay.
Hey, this is Addison from Galveston, Texas. It's just really unfortunate that he's going through this. I mean, he's trying so hard to get his life together, and it's obviously paying off. I mean, you saw how he looked at Kevin Hart's roast. I thought he looked great and healthy and happy. So just for another story like this to happen, it's just really unfortunate. It really should be acknowledged how often this happens, especially in America, how a couple will have a baby and then they separate. Like, it's becoming an epidemic at this point. Like, we really need to address, like, why is romance in America becoming like this? I hope everything works out for Pete.
I don't know. I don't know that this means that romance is dead or anything. It's just didn't work out.
Romance is special, and when it's not, you separate. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Hey, this is Gage from Minneapolis, and I just want to talk about the Drake conversation. Drake just reminded everybody that the most dangerous version of an artist is when they stop being politically correct. Like, when names like LeBron, Khaled, and A$AP Rocky get brought into the conversation, it instantly turns from music into culture. That's why everyone's locked in right now, because it feels unpredictable and just real.
Fair point. Fair point. One more.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline in Los Angeles. Look, Sir Paul, with all due respect, I love and adore you, but babe, there are some influencers out there that are really talented, very funny. I don't think he's tuning into any Kardashians or The Hills, but if he saw some of those performers on TikTok, I think he'd be into it.
Yeah, I think he's got to, you're right, he's got to expand his horizons. There are also a lot of great music influencers, people who are incredibly talented, who are only getting their breaks in the music biz because of social media. So, come on, Paul, just hop on, spend a little more time on social media.
Coming up,
if you're in a part of the country where they have Waymos, you might have seen something similar to this going down in Atlanta. This is a neighborhood where they are complaining about them driving around in a circle all the time.
No kidding. Oh my God.
Be right back.
If you're in a part of the country where they have Waymos, the driverless rideshare company, you might have seen something similar to this going down in Atlanta, courtesy of WSB TV for this video. This is a neighborhood where they are complaining about the fact that, I guess this is in the mornings, that the Waymos are all sort of gathering around there.
In a residential neighborhood?
In residential areas where that's waiting to get calls.
Hysterical.
And the neighbors have complained about them driving around in a circle all the time.
No kidding, Sherlock. Oh my God. Go back to that video. That's amazing.
They even put up the, please drive slowly around here thing.
But why are all of them congregating in that one area? I don't understand.
It must be, I'm guessing this neighborhood is near an area where a lot of people order Waymos, so the cars are just waiting. And the poor neighbors feel like they're being taken over by the robots.
Okay, I apologize for this, but sometimes things get a little loose around here. Was this the end of the show part?
Yeah, this is the end of the show.
I didn't know we were doing that.
Yeah.
Have a good weekend. What the? You didn't say it was G.
Is this the end of this?